So the new Operator RAM has officially been revealed by Ubisoft. The cinematic trailer has also been revealed, and my god, was that such a cool cinematic. But in today's video, we're going to be going into the bio of the new attacker RAM, and we're going to be having a look at her backstory. So starting things off at the top then, as you can see, the first quote from this new Operator RAM is, "I may not have family, but I have Redhammer." Choi was born in Busan, South Korea. Although the circumstances of her birth are unclear, we know she was raised in a series of orphanages. Early caregivers describe a cunning child who knew when to keep her head down and when to stand out. Hobbies that began in her youth, like interest in K-metal and charcoal drawing, remain into her 30s, a testament to Choi's consistency and loyalty. Continuing on then, it says Choi joined the Republic of Korea Armed Forces the moment she came of age, and began earning commendations of working swiftly up the ranks to Sergeant First Class. She was soon recruited by the 35th Commando Battalion, where in a tight-knit, all-female unit, she mastered building clearing, hostage rescue, VIP protection, and the use of advanced technology when assaulting an enemy. So this new Operator RAM quite literally rose through the ranks of the Korean Armed Forces, where in an all-female unit she mastered what she does best in Siege, which is literally clearing out buildings, causing a lot of destruction, I assume, and that is probably where her gadget comes in. The Tarantula unit is a high-performing CTU that deserves its renown, and Choi's status as a standout amongst its specialists is extremely notable, as she took the lead on a myriad of combat and intelligence operations. While other members retreated to the private sphere, she stayed, often the eldest in her unit. Performance reviews mention her thriving in this senior role, describing a fiercely protective soldier who stops at nothing to keep her peers safe. So by the sounds of it, this new attacker RAM is quite an experienced operator. She's been around in the Korean Armed Forces for a very long time, and she is viewed by a lot of people as a leader. Moving on then from her background, we now have a specialist profile given by the Redhammer squad leader Thermite. He says, given the sparse intel we are able to collect from the new specialist RAM, I needed to see her in action to determine whether she could fit the bill. What happened at Tower was extremely tragic and something we can't allow to happen again. But if we can extract a single positive from that day, it's Ram's heroism. Her unblinking resilience in the face of extreme distress makes her a perfect fit. So by the sounds of it, this specialist profile report from Thermite takes place directly after the incident of the latest cinematic. He then goes on to say, Ram explained to me how women in her former battalion can only enter at a very high rank, then laughed and said she expects the same treatment in Redhammer. While we only have one captain, she exudes leadership. A big sister vibe, really. Been a while since I had one of those, so I'm not hating it. So by the sounds of it, Thermite and Ram are building a massive bond together very early on. He admires her and her protective leadership nature that she has on the battlefield. He then goes on to say she's dialed in on the field to a very high degree. I envy her focus, whether it's during a mission or in downtime when she's got her headphones in and charcoal sketching. Her demeanor reminds me a bit of Oryx. It's no surprise they seem to have formed an early kinship. So Thermite is saying that he envies her focus and that she has actually made a very close connection with Oryx already. So by the sounds of it, a lot of the operators seem to have taken very well to the appointment of the new Operator RAM. And then in the final line of the specialist report given by Thermite, he goes on to say, in our line of work, there's a lot of, shall we say, forced redundancy, and if the axe falls on me one day, it will be good to know I've already got a willing and 100% capable replacement. So Thermite himself is saying that if he ever gets the axe as the leader of Redhammer, the new Operator RAM could comfortably take his position. I think that alone clearly shows how much respect Thermite already has for Ram. She definitely is one of those leader roles, and this could potentially be hinting at the fact that this could actually happen in the near future. Now towards the end of the bio, it goes on to say the relevant training and experience and some notes that they have on the operator. Then right at the bottom of her bio, we have some notes given by Gridlock. Mirror let me take this sucker out for a spin to evaluate its usefulness. You know, official business. But there Ram was, watching her precious boogie like it was one of those high value assets she protected in her previous life. She had nothing to worry about though. I respect her and respect the hell out of the Boogie Auto Breacher. Not much choice to do otherwise because anything in its way is meeting destruction. Now I guess Azami's Keybers could plug up those holes the Boogie makes. But then you could just send in another Boogie to tear those apart. Makes for a fun little arms race. So by the sounds of it, Mira let Gridlock use this and kind of do her own report on it. If you guys are unaware, Gridlock and Mozzie, I believe, have like some kind of background in some kind of bot fighting or something like that. Kind of like what you'd see in Robot Wars, and my god, does this gadget look like it is from that show. She then goes on to say, I'm dying to see this in action. With its big metal buzzsaws, it destroys walls, floors, and the self-esteem of the enemy. My favourite part of this is the way it opens vertical attack capabilities, ripping up floors and giving us a vantage point from above. With some direction from RAM, Mira has a first here. It combines an electronic starter with a purely mechanical destruction machine, like how a car has an electric starter and a mechanical combustion engine. But the Boogie does not stop at stop signs. In fact, it's near unstoppable. The pressurized canisters on the rear carriage are a bit of a weak point if fired on, but if RAM protects it like she protects us, the Boogie's going to be shredding for some time. That is it. That is the entire bio of the brand new Attacker RAM. It's got some interesting notes in there. By the sounds of it, she's definitely going to be one of those operators that a lot of the other operators in the lore take a close liking to. Even though she's only just been introduced to Team Rainbow, Thermite already thinks that she could potentially replace him if he ever got the axe as the captain of Redhammer, and according to Thermite himself, RAM and Oryx have apparently already made a close friendship. By the sounds of it, Gridlock also likes the way RAM operates as a person and how protective she is over her and the other operators in Siege. And overall, it's just a great contrast to the last season's operator of Fenrir. As you guys know, a lot of the operators in Siege actually took a disliking to him where he previously worked with Deimos. It'll be interesting to see how RAM and Fenrir interact. We don't actually have anything about that so far, but I'd love to see more soon. But with that being said, I'm sure this is going to be a longer video than usual, so thank you guys for watching this far. Hopefully you found it interesting. Leave a like, subscribe, click the video on screen, and without further ado guys, goodbye.